Hello and welcome back to the Tired Truth podcast. I am joined by dogs galore today. We have my lovely George over here and then little Jackie over here, who's my grandma's dog. Excuse you. It's literally like pouring freaking rain, and this is the first day I'm like taking care of the two of them, and it's just like there's mud everywhere. Bro, can you stop? There's mud everywhere, and it's just like, this is awesome. Also, I went to go pick her up, and I like got to my grandma's house and was like, get in the car, and this lady ran away from me. Like, I was chasing her down the street because she was like, I don't want to live with you. It was incredibly rude, but she's only here for like 3 days, so I just have to deal with it for 3 days. And it's literally going to rain for 3 days, so it's exciting. But anyways, why are you such a spaz? Can you hold on? I am trucking along with my education, okay? I only have 2 more like blocks, so what's 8, 12 weeks? No, what's 8 plus 8? 12. No. 16. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I'm getting my master's degree and I can't even do that. It's bad. Okay. Brain fog. That's what I'm saying this is. Again, only have like 12 weeks left. No, 18. I don't know. Whatever. I have a couple months left. I have my finals this week and it's like kicking my booty. There's like literally so much to do, but here I am filming a podcast. It's fine. Priorities, you know? No, I'm really like doing fine. It's just like so much work, but it's also like I'm gonna be so excited when I'm done. It's gonna be like so gratifying, and then hopefully I can get a good job, you know? That's the goal. I'll literally be so mad if I graduate and then I like can't get a job. I'll throw a fit. But I'm not going to talk about that. We're not even like manifesting that. We're not putting that in the universe, you know? My new goal, randomly, I was like, I think I need to become a Pilates instructor. So if anybody knows how to do that, let me know. I mean, I definitely do know. I've been looking at like courses and stuff. But there's literally like so many out there. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So, and it's like, girl, I don't have time for this. You're doing your master's, you're coaching, you're doing an internship, and now you want to get certified in Pilates? Like, you're chronically ill. Like, we can barely get out of bed. What are we doing? Oh my god, Kate, now that we're settled, I wanted to do something a little different today, and we're going to do 10 things I've learned while being chronically ill. I really should have put these in order, but I didn't, okay? Sorry. But the first thing that I've learned is that I do not owe anyone my medical backstory, okay? Now, this is family and friends, this is new people you meet, this is the random people at the grocery store, this is, when you are at a cardiologist's office and you're 10 times younger than everyone else, okay? You are allowed to set boundaries around your expectations, what updates you give. It's just a lot of emotional labor to continue to tell your story every day. And so, like, it's okay to set expectations, even with people, like, who love you. If I am parking in a disability parking spot, I know I get looks every time I walk outside of the car. And I just have to continue to say, like, it doesn't matter what they think. Like, they don't know my story. They don't know what's going on. And that's fine. I don't need to tell them. It's not ruining their day. Like, whatever, you know? But I feel like I can't breathe. I don't know what's happening. Even with, like, people who you do love, it's still okay to set, like, these medical boundaries. I think for me, honestly, like, my medical privacy isn't always kept, and that is kind of frustrating at times. I know my mom will tell everybody and anybody my medical story, any, like, updates I have. She's always like, show them your scars. I'm like, bruh, like, I don't want to do that, you know? So I am, like, constantly reminding her, like, I don't want them to know this. I don't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I think that's a hard concept for, like, able-bodied people to understand, but I don't know. I'm like, everybody doesn't need to know my personal business, you know? She loves to, like, guilt trip me, and it's like, but it's your family. And it's like, yes, to a point that's correct, and, like, they love me, but it's like, they don't need to know everything that's going on with me, you know? So that is number 1. Number 2 is that looking fine means absolutely nothing. Surprise, surprise. Living with an invisible illness has taught me how unreliable appearances are, okay? And that being said, it kind of further promotes how important it is to believe people. As cheesy as this is, like, you never know what someone's going through, and that is so, so true. I don't know how many times I'm walking around and I have, like, a raging migraine, or I'm in, like, 10 out of 10 excruciating pain, and it's like, you simply just don't know. These dogs are trying to play right now. What do you want, girl? What do you want? I don't know. Why did I agree to this? Anyways, what am I even talking about? Oh, the looking fine means nothing. It really means nothing, okay? And again, I think this is a hard concept for able-bodied people to understand. Just because like I put makeup on and I do my hair, like that doesn't mean I feel good. And I know like a lot of people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you look so good today. You must like feel great," because like I have done that work, but it's like actually no. I just got ready because I didn't want you to be like, "Oh my god, you look so ill," you know? And that's like on the flip side, like if I don't get ready and I go see someone and they're like, "Oh, you don't look like you're feeling good. Like, is everything okay?" It's just like I put on this mask that it's like, really? It just kind of like shows how unreliable appearances are. My dog is like chomping on this toy and it's so distracting. I'm sure you can hear it. But even more, like it's really frustrating that I have to do this, but like if I'm going to a doctor, especially a doctor I've never seen before, I will purposely not put any makeup on and put on like sweats and a sweatshirt to go in so they see like how truly ill I am and how ill I feel. I think it's absolutely disgusting that we have to do that, but I think it's also, I don't know, like being a woman going to a medical facility, that's just like something that like I have to do to be believed. Looking fine literally means absolutely nothing. The third thing I have learned while being chronically ill is that doctors don't always know best, okay? Just because they're a doctor does not make them an expert in their field. Crazy! There are so many doctors who medically gaslight, who dismiss their patients, who call you wackadoodle crazy to your face and try and put you on antidepressants without looking at any underlying problems that are happening, okay? That's a simple point blank fact. And that is horrid and awful, but so true. And I think being chronically ill has taught me how much I can't rely on doctors. And even more, how important it is to find a good doctor because they are few and far between, okay? But it's also taught me that if I go to a doctor and they give me a diagnosis, I can't take that at face value and be like, this is what's wrong with me, because most of the time it's not. If a doctor's telling you that you're crazy, most of the time you're not crazy, okay? I know, a wild take, a doctor believing their patient, wild idea, But I've just gone through so many doctors and been through 6 years of people gaslighting me and flat out telling me there's nothing wrong with me, that I've learned that like I can't believe what somebody tells me. And that's frustrating, but I think it's important to know. Oh, you got dirty feet. Oh my god. It's frustrating, but I think it's important to know because it kind of helps with that, like, not giving up standpoint of, like, if I go to a doctor and they say there's nothing wrong, like, that doesn't mean that I should stop fighting for my health, The fourth thing that I've learned while being chronically ill is that my worth did not disappear when my productivity did. This has been a hard thing for me to accept. Going from being a high-performing athlete to not being able to get out of bed was truly hard on your mental state, and I think it would be for anybody. And even now, as I have gotten treatment and am so much better than I was 6 years ago, I still find it hard when I see other people in the same like age bracket that I am, and I feel like they're accomplishing so much more, I think it's really easy to compare yourself to other people, but like I just really have to remember that like I'm on my own path, and like productivity looks different between person to person, and that's okay. I would say my accomplishment this last year was I got a life-changing surgery, and now I'm able to eat for the first time in 23 years, and that's like a huge deal to me, while somebody else might be graduating college, things like that. Now, I do want to point out that I'm about to do both, but you know what I mean? That it's just like, I can't compare myself to other people, and that's so hard to do, but I have to be proud of like the little accomplishments that I make personally, and that I really can't equate my worth to how much I'm doing in life. There are so many days I wake up and I have absolutely no energy, and I'm like, I can't freaking do anything today, and like, that's okay, and I can't, again, equate that with like you're trash, you're a horrible person, you're lazy, you're stupid, which is like what goes on in my brain. What's so easy to do. So basically, you're a baddie. Anyways, number 5, kind of on the same page. I don't know why my dog is like obsessed with the computer, but he just loves to delete everything. He loves it. Number 5. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. I'm going to say it again. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement when you are chronically ill. You cannot continue to push yourself and expect your body to keep up. That simply does not happen. And another thing with that is like you don't need to earn a break. It's not a reward. It's not if I get this and this done, then I can take a break. It's like if you need to take a rest day, if you need to put your feet up, that's a requirement. That's simply what you have to do to keep moving. You aren't lazy. Your body isn't lazy. It's simply that you are managing more than what other people have to manage. And being chronically ill means you have to rest more than other people. And that's okay. And you shouldn't feel guilty for it, even though it's really easy to do that. I know I think it's hard when, like, I'll be talking to my boyfriend and he's telling me like all of the thousands of things he got done and he had work at 5 in the morning and like he's been going all day and he's like, oh, what'd you do today? And I'm like, well, I laid in bed all day and I did some homework and then I rested again. And that that it's like that's really hard to not compare yourself to somebody else and not feel bad when you're like quote unquote not doing what they're doing. Why do I keep saying quote unquote? Where does that come from? Anyways, but it's like, again, you're dealing with so much more than they even know that it's like you taking a rest break is exactly what you need. And I have been on the flip side where I have tried to push myself and continue to work, and that will get you literally nowhere. It'll push you into flare, it'll make you feel worse, and then you're stuck in bed even longer. Again, when I was an athlete and I developed POTS and I was like trying to push through athletically, it was like, okay, now you're about to pass out on this volleyball court. And now your brain fog is so incredibly horrible that you can barely go to class. And then the next day you can barely get out of bed. And you're so nauseous that you can't eat all day. And now you're supposed to go to practice again. And obviously that's not my life anymore because there's no way I could be playing volleyball right now. But it's like, rest is a requirement, okay? And that's okay. Think of it as your job. Like, your job, part of your day, is to take a break, and that's okay. Number 6 is the right people won't need a full explanation, okay? Now, let me explain what I mean. The ones who truly care about you will trust what you have to say about your body, okay? Will trust when you say, I'm too tired for this. I'm in pain, I don't want to do this. The real people, the people that you truly need in your life won't need that explanation. And if you say, hey, I can't come tonight, they'll say, that's fine, can I get you anything? And I love it when it's like that doesn't come with a question. When they know that like if I want to share something about my health, I'll tell them, and if I don't, I won't. But it's like the right people don't need an explanation for how you're feeling. And, I've definitely been trapped in a lot of like transactional relationships before, and that doesn't work really when you have a chronic illness. And honestly, like you shouldn't be in a friendship like that anyways. So like getting rid of the people who don't really matter isn't terrible. 'Cause the right people don't need an explanation. They will be there for you regardless, no matter what, no matter how long it takes you. So finding those people is so, so important. I would just like to say the amount of crap that has gone down behind scenes on this podcast today has been literally insane. I'm just like, there's a lot happening. Also, I'm on a different nose spray. I think it's making my throat really, really dry, and I just feel like I'm like in the driest desert of all time. It's horrid. Anyways, kind of like on the same kind of category, the next thing that I've learned is that boundaries protect my health more than people pleasing ever did, okay? I'm a big people pleaser, okay? I'll say it. I hate when people are mad at me. I hate when things aren't perfect. I just want to be perfect for everybody, and that's not possible, hate to tell you, but Canceling plans, saying no, and pacing myself, that's not selfish. That's just like pure survival. Um, and having those boundaries is so, so important. I think it's really hard when somebody finally invites you to something to say no when you aren't feeling well enough, but not saying no can like lead down worse paths. So it's like so important to have those boundaries in place that you need to like pace yourselves. And if something like isn't in the cards for today, that's okay. Number 8 is I can do hard things just a little differently. Okay. I think, again, going back to me being an athlete, I saw pushing myself till absolute failure, that was hard. Getting through something tough, that was hard. But I think hard doesn't just disappear when you have a chronic illness, it just looks a lot different. Recovering from surgery was hard. Going to physical therapy is hard. Going to doctors over and over and over again is hard. Doing infusions is hard. Taking medications that make you feel like crap is hard. Living with debilitating symptoms is hard. And I think it's easy to kind of forget that, like, you're dealing with hard things every day and you're getting through them every single day. And just because hard looks a little different for you doesn't mean it's not the same thing. And I might argue it's a little harder. And on top of that, so many of us are living with these debilitating symptoms every day and accomplishing more on top of that. I graduated from college. I'm getting my freaking master's degree. I am coaching volleyball. All of these really hard things that able bodied people do, I am also doing with all of this crap that is going on top of it. It's like you should be so proud of yourself of the things that you are getting done because you can do hard freaking things just as much as anybody else. Well, even more than anybody else because they're not dealing with what you have to deal with on a daily basis. So that's like my big thing. Like literally like every day I'm like I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Like, I can do this. I'll get through it. I can do hard things. Because I also think, like, with, like, the hard things, like, everybody says that. There's so many, like, Instagram, like, you can do hard things. And you're kind of, like, literally shut up. You're so annoying. But I think when I look at it from, like, a chronic illness perspective, kind of what I just talked about, that, like, I had abdominal surgery and I spent 6 weeks in bed and I was in excruciating pain and it sucked so freaking bad, but I got through that. Like, that was so hard. Like, I can do hard things. And when there are days where I am not feeling my best, I know a lot of times, like, I'll go back to when I was in that recovery stage and was like, this was so freaking hard and I got through that. Like, I can get through anything. Number 9 is resilience doesn't always have to look strong, okay? We are raised in this state where everything you need to do by yourself, you need to be go getter, you need to be amazing at everything, you can never ask for help, all this craziness. But sometimes resilience means asking for help. Sometimes it means trying again tomorrow. Sometimes it means literally just taking your meds on time. Resilience is almost like this consistency, and it doesn't have to look like this overt outward strength. I think asking for help is one of the strongest things anybody can do. I know I'm horrible at it, but asking for help doesn't mean that you're weak. It's actually literally the opposite. It means you're so strong and you're so confident in yourself that you can ask somebody for help when you need it. And again, with like the trying again tomorrow, resilience doesn't mean giving up. It means if you can't do this today, that's okay. You can't do it today, you're going to try it tomorrow. And if you can't do it tomorrow, that's okay. You're going to try it the next day. Being on this constant like upward path, this constant I'm going to keep trying is so, so important. And I have to remember that being resilient doesn't mean I look strong because, again, I'm going through so much and my resilience can be this simple little task that not everybody sees. Number 10, and arguably the most important thing that I've learned while being chronically ill, is that progress is not linear, okay? Healing, failures, setbacks, improvements, like nothing is in a straight line. And that doesn't mean that I'm failing, okay? Just because things aren't steadily improving does not mean that you are failing, okay? Setbacks are going to happen. There are going to be times where you are the lowest of the low, and that is okay. because that's how progress works. You may get 1% better one day and then, something happens and you get a little worse. But again, with that resilience aspect that no matter what happens, you're still trying to continue on this overall path of growth. Me 6 years ago, when I could hardly get out of bed, that version of me could never imagine that this is what my life looked like right now. But it does, because I continue to make that growth every single day, regardless of the setbacks that came. Living with a chronic illness, you cannot expect to flip your life around in a day. And I know, I will never be healthy. I will never have a fully functioning body. I will never have the life that I had before I was chronically ill. But that doesn't mean that I can't continue to try and make myself better every day. Whether that may be mentally or physically, like progress can look different for everybody. So basically, the overarching goal of this pod was, you're a baddie, you're literally amazing, and you can do hard things. Okay? Don't know what else to say. I need to figure out what in the heck to do about my throat, because it is literally so dry I can hardly talk. And I'm supposed to go coach volleyball for 2 hours, which is great because I feel horrid. But again, looking good doesn't mean you feel good. So maybe honey, maybe that's the route I need to go. I should have stopped talking when I said you're a baddie. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Tired Truths podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Love ya!